Alright, so now let's talk about the reason why we need to install Harmony Endpoint in your internal infrastructure. Alright, we have our checkpoint security gateway over here. It doesn't have to be security gateway. It can be just a regular router, honestly. The main point, I just want to compare two things. These two solutions need to be compared, and security gateway is going to protect everything that's in your internal network, and let's say we connect it to our internal network, just like I wanted to do in the previous lecture. So it's going to be our internal network, and it has many LANs. Let's say LAN number 1, and we have a computer connected over here. We have another computer connected, bunch of computers that are interconnected. It's another LAN. Doesn't actually matter. It doesn't matter what kind of LAN it is. The main idea that we have a lot of computers in our internal network, and the Harmony Endpoint computer that we have right here is the same computer like any other computer that we have in our internal network. The only difference is we have Harmony Endpoint client installed on that computer, and that's great. And let's simulate a situation where we don't have any clients installed over here. They are unprotected. They are protected, but with the security gateway that we have here, because that security gateway have all necessary policies. It has like an antivirus policy installed, IPS policy, a regular firewall, which is a stateful firewall, but it's still a firewall, application control, and so on. So basically, when that specific user tries to connect to the internet, the traffic is processed with the security gateway, and when the traffic is going back from the internet, if that user tries to connect to a malicious website and tries to download a virus, the traffic will be inspected in your security gateway and the traffic will be blocked. The problem that we have here is perimeter these days is not just a perimeter that we define. The perimeter can be a device by itself. It's quite hard to comprehend, to understand this idea, but if I bring a flash drive to my network and connect it to my laptop over here, to my computer, if I don't have an endpoint protection, so basically the virus doesn't need to go to the internet to infect my network, so it can spread via my internal network. So it can go right here, then it can infect this machine over here, then it can go over here, infect this machine, and all of these machines are infected, and security gateway didn't help us. And the reason for that is because the traffic never actually got there. And the only way you can protect from that is if you install a Harmony Endpoint. And because we have Harmony Endpoint installed on that machine over here, it cannot be infected, because all of these features like IPS, antivirus, firewall, and more advanced ways of protecting like threat emulation and threat extracting, and we're going to talk all about that in great detail. They are used to protect from these viruses on your endpoint machine, and the traffic is terminated. So that machine is not vulnerable to these threats. So this is the main idea why you need Harmony Endpoint, regardless of whether you have a security gateway or you don't have it. So there are a lot of modules, there are a lot of stuff that we are going to talk about, like antivirus, like a firewall, like anti-ransomware, like anti-exploit, a lot of features, a lot of great features, and we're gonna discuss each of the feature in the next videos.